Vic, you ready?
Yes, Judge. All right, Judge, page 1, Aguilar, come on up.
Up to there. Hey, I meant to tell you, good job yesterday. It's nice, loud, clear, great.
Thank you.
Yeah. Mr. Aguilar, you're charged with failure to stop and give information, striking a highway fixture. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You're also charged with theft, a Class A misdemeanor where you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. Law enforcement officer spoke with the complaining witness who stated that on April 2nd, 2025, he parked his truck in his company's parking lot, locked the truck, and when he returned the next day, his tailgate was missing. An employee of the complaining witness searched Facebook Marketplace and found a tailgate that matched the complaining witness's stolen tailgate and had recently been published. The law enforcement officer executed a sting operation to purchase the tailgate from the defendant, the seller, on Facebook Marketplace. He paid the defendant $140 for the tailgate. The defendant was subsequently arrested. The complaining witness stated the price to replace the tailgate was $1,117.65. The defendant stated he buys the tailgates from a friend for $75 and resells them for typically $300 to $400.
We have him taking the actual tailgate, right?
Yes, Your Honor, that's what it says. Well, it has him as the seller of the tailgate.
Yeah, I didn't take the, Your Honor.
Stop. Don't say anything. You have the right to remain silent. Exercise that right.
Yes, Your Honor, it has him as the seller and that it was recently published 2 hours ago on Facebook Marketplace. But those are the facts as far as the dim summary goes.
It says here that this defendant did then and there unlawfully appropriate by acquiring or otherwise exercising control over property, namely a tailgate owned by Jonathan Smith. Did he take the actual tailgate?
Your Honor, there are no facts alleged in the DIMS that he knowingly took the actual tailgate. However, the tailgate was in his possession and under his control.
Sure.
And he was the seller on Facebook Marketplace. There's no information in the DIMS, though, that represents that he was the actual individual that stole the tailgate. In fact, when the officers interview him, he says that a friend, he buys the tailgates from a friend and then resells them on Facebook Marketplace.
Are we to assume that he knows that they're stolen? You know, he's charged with theft, right?
Yes, sir.
It's a specific intent crime. So if he's selling stolen property, somehow there has to be evidence that he knows that it's stolen. How do we know that he knows it's stolen? We don't operate on hunches.
Your Honor, there is also an allegation, or it's alleged in the DIMS that the defendant told the law enforcement officer that he was aware the tailgate was stolen.
Well, there you go. Okay.
Thank you. That's my apologies.
Mr. Aguilar, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward in the theft case. What about the failure to stop and give information?
Failure to stop and give information.
Let's see. We need to do probable cause on that one as well, please.
Good, Your Honor.
Yep.
Law enforcement officer was following up on this case in the original report. The defendant's vehicle struck a metal gate at an apartment complex. A witness looked out her window and saw the suspect vehicle and photographed the driver and passenger as they exited the vehicle. Law enforcement officers ran the plates and had the vehicle and owner information. The law enforcement officer later observed the defendant's vehicle in front of the residence The vehicle had significant damage to the hood. The law enforcement officer made contact with the driver, the defendant. The defendant was ID'd to be the vehicle owner. The defendant stated he loaned his vehicle to an acquaintance he only knows through Instagram. The defendant showed the law enforcement officer the man's Instagram named Go Get a Veil. The defendant claimed that this man needed to borrow the car to pick up a girl. The defendant stated he would obtain the man's real name and provide it to the law enforcement officer by the end of the day. The law enforcement officer was not contacted by the defendant again. The law enforcement officer took a still shot on his body-worn camera of the defendant during the conversation. The law enforcement officer later compared the photos and saw the defendant was the same as the photo from the reportee. The law enforcement officer attempted to contact the defendant and could not. The apartment complex's estimated damages are $2,000.
Got it. Mr. Aguilar, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward on both of your cases. Can you tell me if he has a license to drive, please? Texas driver license.
John, can you check that on Aguilar?
Don't. I know that you are itching to say stuff. Don't.
Oh, no,
You
no,
have
sir.
the right to remain silent. Exercise. I've got a bunch of DAs here. Whatever you say, they're going to use it against you. So
Yes, sir.
just now's not the time to fight your case. You will have the opportunity to fight it. Just now's not the time. I want you to understand, Mr. Aguilar, I will do everything in my power to protect my city at all costs, including property. And if I find that you're a danger to my city, I'm going to lock you up and I'm going to make your bond so high, you'll have hair falling out.
Yes,
Do
Your
you
Honor.
understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Tell me what time of night was, do we know the theft of the tailgate? Was it in the middle of the night?
So it was reported around 5 PM. That's the only information we have, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to pick up any new cases, not to have any contact with the complaining witness in the theft case, not to go within 200 feet of where they live or where they work. Do not pick up any new cases. You are not allowed to drive unless you have a valid Texas driver license and liability insurance in your name, and that is also a bond condition. If I find that you're driving without car insurance, likewise, you will go to jail. That's it. If I end up revoking your bonds for one thing or the other, they're probably going to end up around 10, maybe 15,000. And if you don't have anyone to pony up that kind of money, you will be stuck like Chuck in there until this case is over. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we are going to give you time to hire a lawyer. So I will have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, I'm going to have you take a seat in the jury box while we get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it. After that, you'll be free to go. Don't be a danger to my city. Do you understand me?
I understand.
Come on.
All right, Judge, next is page 15. Issa?
Can you file those bond conditions, please?
Yes,
No contact with the plain witness, no going within 200 feet of where they live, where they work, must maintain car insurance, no new cases. Good morning, Mr. Hissa.
Good morning.
Sir, you're charged with failure to stop and give information, which is leaving the scene of an accident without exchanging information. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. On March 26, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, an officer was dispatched to a vehicle accident. The complaining witness stated he was driving when he noticed the defendant was tailgating him in his truck. The complaining witness stated he brake checked the truck. The complaining witness stated he attempted to change lanes to let the defendant through. The complaining witness stated the truck went around him, got on the median, and then collided with the complaining witness's vehicle on the side. The complaining witness stated the defendant pulled ahead of him and turned to leave the scene. The complaining witness stated he followed the defendant and got in front of his truck to prevent him from leaving. The complaining witness and the defendant exited their vehicles. The complaining witness stated the defendant came up to his face and was yelling that the defendant was trying to find a good place to stop. The complaining witness stated the defendant got in his motor vehicle and left without providing his driver's license or insurance. The complaining witness stated he did not want to press charges. The complaining witness estimated damages to be $500. An officer ran the plate provided by the complaining witness. There was a driver's license attached to the plate. The officers ran the attached driver's license and got a return photo, and the complaining witness ID'd the defendant by this driver's license photo that the officer showed him.
Mr. Hissa, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. Do you mind running his license, please? See if he has a valid license. You are not allowed to drive unless you have a valid Texas driver license and liability insurance in your name. If I find that you drive without either, or if you pick up a new case, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. No more PR bonds. Do you understand? Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
I think so. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll give you time. If you have any problems, just come back and talk, and then we can go further. If you need an appointed lawyer or anything, we can always have you fill out an application. So for now, I will have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. We will then have you take a seat in the jury box while I get your bond conditions ready. We'll have you sign it, and after that, you'll be free to go. All right? Thanks. Do you mind filing those conditions, please?
Yes, sir.
And then I'd like to know if he still has a license or not.
Absolutely. And, could you restate those conditions for me?
No driving without a valid license and insurance.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, his license is eligible.
Great. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Judge, next is page 20. McQueen, come on up.
You are Mr. McQueen? It's not an answer.
Yes, sir.
Mr. McQueen, you're charged with indecent assault by contact with fluid. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Your
Your Honor.
Your Honor, if I may, I believe we already read probable cause.
Yes.
And you found probable cause on this case. But
That's what I was about to say.
Is this an arraignment?
It was last Tuesday.
Oh, yes, Judge, you said a bond, 415. Oh, that's right. We did bond conditions and then let him go with the bonding company to post a bond. So this is his arrangement.
Ah, got it. Okay, so what we'll do is, do you have a lawyer?
Yeah, but her mother just died, so she's not here today. So she said she's been trying to call whoever answers the phone to tell them.
Is that on CHA? Because this is his.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, all right. So we're gonna give you more time regardless, since she's not here, or he. We'll just have you sign a reset and then we'll have you get going, all right? Okay, please.
Judge, we have two other arraignments with attorneys, but they're just not here yet.
Okay, I guess we'll just wait.
Okay.
Ray, hi,
Hi,
ready?
sure.
We're still going, right?
That's what I'm, yeah.
Okay,
I thought
any,
it raised, kind of like I said yesterday, we really got up to the movie, so.
yeah, okay. Anything that you want to take up prior to any kind of motions and
We were just
limine?
discussing the complaint, not addressing the prior. It's not charged as a second issue. It's put on there as a enhancement paragraph.
It's not a jurisdictional.
So from what I can see, it doesn't look jurisdictional. Yeah.
Is it Martin?
Honest.
Yeah.
Basically, that wouldn't be in our case in chief, it'd be on punishment.
There you go. That's pretty good.
Because they've also got the 0.15 alleged on there. That is in the case, that has to be in the case in chief.
Right. But the
So
second is not.
just the 0.15 itself makes it a class A in and of itself, right?
Right. And normally we wouldn't.
I mean, I see that there is the,
Right, but it's not a jurisdictional enhancement, Your Honor. It would just be a punishment. So it wouldn't be in our case in chief, it would just be our punishment case.
sure,
Right,
of course.
but it's not, that's what we were just trying to figure out.
Right, because the 0.15
It mentioned.
during
No.
case in chief, right?
Correct. The only time you do that is on due date thirds, because that is jurisdictional.
Right, because that's jurisdictional.
Yeah,
Then
you're
you have
right.
to make it a felony.
Cool.
Yeah, so I think that's really about, and I'd also like,
Don't mention the 15, you know, right?
Well, I think that would.
And when you're arraigning,
No, oh yeah, when in arraignment, no, obviously, I was, during the case in chief that we would have evidence, obviously, but yes,
Sure.
during arraignment, no.
okay.
and then I would also like for the state not to mention anything to have to do with his immigration issues or ICE hold or anything to that
We are
effect.
completely in agreement on that.
Done.
Thank you.
We had some.
Nice and clean. Hi,
Hi, Judge.
good to see you. What's new? Do you have something?
I have a
Do
case on the docket today, Figueroa.
We had some other motions that need, but.
you want to talk about it first and then let me know if you disagree?
We'll talk to Ray. I mean, I don't think, we'll talk to Ray first and see what he's.
If you disagree on anything, just let me know.
Okay.
Figueroa?
Yes.
Hey, great to see you.
Great to see you. It's a GWI. We had an accident, and so we were applying for PTI. We had to do a mitigation packet, which I just submitted yesterday. So we're at 180 days, so she told me I need to do a part.
T-Raz, it's completed. Okay, so we'll give you 2.5 weeks?
I submitted the packet yesterday already.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting to hear. It's
Okay.
gonna obviously just take time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll give you time.
Thank you.
Sure. Good to see you.
Thank you. Good to see you too. Oh, did we result?
Good morning. I've got two things to talk to you about. Since Chief is here, we'll start with that one. You may remember on Thursday, we were going to address a BVR on Sierra Torrance,
Okay.
and then we were going to do the bond hearing today.
Okay.
The state was able to get the witness here, about the scram. Unfortunately, Miss Sierra will not be here today. She's getting picked up on some Class C warrants. So she's going into custody. So I guess the problem has solved itself as far as the BBR.
She wasn't required to be here anyways.
Well, she has to be here for the,
I know, but we didn't require her presence today.
okay.
How can I revoke her bond if she was your
Well, that was going to be my next argument.
But if she's not here, I mean, can you have them come Thursday? So you were gonna have a witness come, right?
Yes, and he's here. He's present.
Can you come Thursday?
Yes,
You mind?
I don't mind.
You can also zoom in as well. Are you, I mean, do you have an objection with that?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, we need you here Thursday. If she's not here Thursday,
Okay.
that's the day we're set. I'm not gonna revoke the bond if I didn't require her presence here today and I didn't,
Okay.
right?
Okay. But yes,
Yeah.
well,
I'm not, that's not fair.
okay. Well, that was gonna be my next argument, Judge, but she's just not gonna be here. I know y'all are about to pick a jury. I'm about to pick a jury, so.
Regardless, I didn't.
Do it on Monday, please.
This is for jury.
Yeah, on Torrance.
Can we do it on Monday
It's Monday.
Yeah.
No.
Hang on, they're gonna.
or Wednesday? I can't be
No,
here.
because we have a
I
witness
doctor's
coming
appointment.
in. She's supposed to be here. It's been over and over. I mean, I can ask for another report if you can't be here, you know?
Okay,
Okay, so Thursday.
This Thursday.
Okay. And then I have another one to talk to you about that's easy, that's on today's docket, and it's Zepeda. It's 140-ish days old. We are still waiting on surveillance video. I've spoken with the state. They've escalated their request, but Victoria told me I needed to talk to you.
It's only 140 though. I mean, maybe just because you haven't gotten videos.
Yeah. I just,
What's the word?
Judge, I do whatever she tells me to.
I believe we put an escalation order for the surveillance video. Guys, when was the escalation for Zepeda in town?
I mean, let me put it to you, I'm not gonna wait forever. Justice delayed, justice denied. So, you know, I'll give you one more setting, right?
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. Thank you. Maybe excused. Okay, did it.
I know you will.
Okay, thank you.
Right.
So for our PowerPoints, I noticed that the defense connection is straight coming up here just to your connector.
I'm not giving you anything. What?
Yeah, it's running. One's right here. This is connected to the defense side. It's coming right up there. So do you want us to put our PowerPoints through Zoom?
No.
Like share,
PowerPoints go through
and then we probably need IT up here, because I don't want to disconnect something that we shouldn't disconnect. Because I was trying to check it, and then I came over here and saw that it's running all the way up here. I'm like, okay.
Hey, when you go back there, this camera, and audio picks up everything. When you're discussing stuff, please.
Is it?
Well, hey, morning, Judge. I'm approaching on Mr. Paez Gonzalez. He's in custody.
IT's on the way. Yeah.
His last name is Paez Gonzalez, right? Yeah, I think it's Paez hyphen. Paez is.
Yeah.
Okay. In custody on an indecent and trespass.
I just see the trespass, maybe it's something else. Okay, indecent.
Right. It's a weird case. What's that? Yeah, well, the trespass is out of the same transaction as an indecent in this court that was no PC'd and dismissed. Because there's also a felony indecent, also out of the same transaction, all those things.
I don't know if you've seen me.
I don't believe so. I think it was magistrate. And then there's an older misdemeanor indecent that we're still on the oldest indecent and the trespass, different transactions. And there's a felony indecent, same transaction as the trespass. I talked to Chief this morning. I was trying to get these dismissed for sentencing and the felony. He said he's going to email felony and see if he can do that. And we wanted one more setting to figure that out.
Which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow. Okay.
We have a certain case out.
And it's 199 days old.
That's why we're asking.
So I'll give you a week.
Okay.
But at that time, it's clear trial. We can't. And then, do you know what's happening upstairs? Would you say it's happening? upstairs?
Not set for like May.
For what? But what for?
There was an offer on there. I'm not sure. Let me check the setting, Your Honor.
The problem is that we're at 200 days,
No, I understand.
so it's time to, I'll give you a week to eval.
When we,
I'm just curious to see what do they offer on
I'll check it
CDC
now.
time?
I'll pull it up there. Sector disposition. Sector disposition.
All right, take it away. No, come on.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Hey, good morning.
This same matter from yesterday, motion to restore
Oh.
property.
Sorry, Judge, I haven't this.
This, was dismissed.
Who's it going to?
Justin Blackburn, Your Honor. It's going back to her. It was her husband's gun.
Was there an agreement to forfeit the weapons part though?
It was basically, the charge was outright dismissed. It was not enough.
So it wasn't due to her like a plea or anything?
No, it wasn't a plea or an ETI or anything like that.
Let me see if I can-
Sorry, Judge, this is the first I'm seeing. I remember talking about it.
Judge, my approach real quick.
Yeah, hi, John D. Come on up.
Couple of things, Judge. I'm glad I caught you before your trial. 2 cases. One is Ms. Crawford. She is PTI ready. The only problem is this. She's in the process of getting insurance in order to get the contract. And she's probably gonna get it like within the next week. She just didn't have the money to pay for it, but she's gonna
She
get
here?
it. Yeah, she's there.
Ms. Crawford, come up.
So if you could just give her another week, she'd probably get insurance and we'll get the
I
contract.
mean, it's 200 days now.
Yes, we just, it's tough for her, but I think she can get insurance, Judge. So,
Hi, good morning.
This is extremely old. It's 200 days.
Yeah.
that's the only thing
Just
left.
to even get the contract?
No, everything's in. They just need either, she's gonna get the insurance. That's the only thing left. That's
What about the interlock? She's gonna have to pay for the interlock. She's gonna have to pay the DA fee.
Yeah.
Yeah, she knows, she understands that, but we have to get the contract. But can you do that within all 2 weeks? Yeah, you remember it's
It's 200 days. I'm not doing 2 weeks.
1 week?
I will give you a week if you don't have it done. But we can't just keep resetting it in hopes that it happens. I mean, I
Right.
have to put a time limit on it.
I'm just now hearing about this today. Like, I'm just trying to get it done. I don't.
No, the insurance I was flagged, Judge, so, I mean, it was ready until I followed up with
You
Brenda.
need to get everything finalized and done. Just stay in contact with John so you can met.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay, all right, good. And then the other one, Judge, is, Mr. Nyla. We've got a offer, Judge, Nyla, and I'm not sure if I even have to approach, but while I'm here. Is it getting old? Is it what, past 160?
Let me see. It's 107, so you got.
One more reset for, yeah, I got you, and that's it.
That's fine, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor. Appreciate it.
Hi. Yes, ma'am, please.
I'm approaching on Victor Jesus Rauda Lopez. And he was here yesterday, Judge. He got sent to get tested. And the results are, he tested positive for alcohol, THC, and benzol. Rauda Lopez, Rauda Lopez. Two last names.
You have a translator?
Sir?
You need a translator?
No, Judge, we'll get one.
Can you have him come up, please?
Mr. Lopez? Oh, he speaks English, Judge. Answer yes or no, sir, to the judge. And speak loudly.
Straightforward. If you ever test positive for anything of this nature, I'm going to put you in jail. Do you understand? You are not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medications. And I'm going to test you weekly to make sure that you're not using it. Do you understand? The next time you test positive, you stay with me. Okay? So he ran with testing once a week, please, for him. All right, take a seat for me, sir. Thank you.
You reset, Judge.
Yeah, do a reset, but he's gonna have to come once a week to get tested.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna do a normal
Yes.
setting. Okay? Yes, ma'am. Thanks.
Approaching on Francisco Ochoa.
Okay, let's hear him, Bob.
He's on bond.
Page 24.
So, Judge, the court wanted Mr. Ochoa on docket today, because there was a new case that he was charged with. An assault that happened in the jail. He's currently on bond for tampering. There was allegedly an assault that happened at the jail. Yesterday I came into the court, Richard and I watched the jail video.
Yeah, okay.
There's absolutely zero participation from Mr. Ochoa in the fight in the jail. It's all on video. Zero participation. He's clearly in the video sitting down. That's the state. You have to ask the state that one. I have no idea. So, Richard's been, communicating with the felony prosecutor. He hasn't got a response yet. Currently, there's a warrant out for Mr. Ochoa's arrest.
Well, not a warrant. He's being held at no bond on the assault now, right? He's back there, right?
No,
Where is he now?
there's a warrant out for his arrest. He's in the building right now.
Right. I'm not gonna do anything until I know where he is and we have him, right? If he's out on the lam or just out and about, I'm not doing anything until he's here, you know? If you want me to address it and we do PC, I'm happy to do it, but not till he's here. I'm not gonna, he's gonna be here.
Because if he comes in,
I have, he's in jail. I'm showing he's in jail for some reason.
so.
Are you not? It shows jail.
I don't, in January, he's not.
Okay, so I'm happy to go through everything with you, but I'm not gonna do it till he's here, you know, really. And if it is what it is, I mean, he's about as reasonable as.
I understand.
And show him, maybe he'll dismiss it
We
now,
just
I
watched it
don't know.
again today. We watched it twice. And
He doesn't want to dismiss it?
he wants to communicate with Richard.
Oh, he wants to talk to felony for something?
Right. But this is a misdemeanor case where,
Regardless, Mr. Haggard, I never do PC without the defendant being in here to do it, you know, and that just goes with everything. With every single case, I never do PC unless they're here.
understood.
You know, if you want me to do PC, I'm happy to do it, but they gotta be here. And then we'll do it. And then I'm happy to watch any videos that you have as well. We'll watch it all together and we'll make a decision.
All right, yes, sir.
I'm trying to be as reasonable as I can, you know?
All right, thank you, sir.
Sure thing.
Your Honor,
All right, you ready?
Darcy. This is Darcy Davis, Your Honor. Put your back on.
Judge, we have a panel outside. Just go ahead.
Okay, do this and then we'll go. All right. Good morning, Ms. Davis.
Good morning.
Ma'am, you're charged with assault, causing bodily injury. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 3 days in jail with credit for the 1 day that you've done. You need to understand that you're making a lifetime decision today where this assault is going on your record and it will be there for the rest of your life. You can never take it off. From now on, you'll be facing a minimum of 90 days in jail for any new cases that you pick up. Do you understand?
I'm facing 90 days.
If you pick up any more cases,
Oh, yes, sir.
facing a minimum of 90 days in jail.
Yes, sir.
You're giving up the right to, is this on doctor?
It's on Docket, Your Honor.
Giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization, you give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this agreement, you can never change this or undo this. Do you understand?
I do understand that.
This isn't like Target where you don't like it. Oh man, this is hurting. You can return it. No, once you plead guilty, it stays with you forever. You never change it.
Direct also the trial.
If you're not guilty, don't plead guilty. It's just that simple, really. Don't, because you'll always live with regret.
Sir, I was assaulted first.
I can talk to you about that case. Right? Telling me that it's self-defense.
A trial today.
Yeah.
What do I do about this?
She's gonna show up.
She won't.
Guys, I'm happy to give you more time to discuss it. Just, it's probably not best here. I live stream, so.
We will for tomorrow, Your Honor.
Sure.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to bring in a panel. We're about to start voir dire. I need you no talking whatsoever. If you need to talk, go outside. If you want to use your cell phone, go outside.
Did you see my text?
You what?
Did you see my text?
No,
I was stuck up in Cincinnati. You have to call back on the virtual conference. I just haven't.
I didn't get a text from you.
You didn't remember?
No.
It's an FSGI. It's just a recent, it's a
Is it Holman?
Muhammad.
Oh, Muhammad.
We're gonna work that out, just make sure.
Oh, I have to do an arraignment. I mean, it's an arraignment case. I can't reset without doing an arraignment. I have to do PC.
I don't know. I
Yeah,
just.
yeah, it's okay.
All right. Do that.
Literally got a panel coming right in now.
Just got dropped last time.
Do you have anywhere else to go? Carson, I have to bring him up. I gotta get prosecutors.
I emailed them all.
Yeah, she did. Multiple points this morning. Sorry, Judge. I didn't know. Do we have a problem with it or not? There's only one of me, Judge. I'm sorry. I have 50 courts. I apologize.
Oh, do you guys? I'm doing, let's do PC for him just real quick.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Mohammed,
I have a lie. How you doing, sir?
you're charged with failure to comply with, basically FSGI, leaving the scene of an accident without exchanging information. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. On March 22nd, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, the complaining witness went to the police station to make a report for someone that struck her vehicle and failed to stop and give information. On March 24th, 2025, the officer reviewed body-worn camera where the complaining witness stated that while she was at a soccer game, someone struck her parked vehicle. The complaining witness stated that another witness left a note, and that witness observed the defendant strike the complaining witness's vehicle and leave without stopping and giving information. The witness stated the defendant was the coach of the opposing soccer team. The complaining witness stated that they talked to the defendant, but the defendant has failed to provide their insurance information. The officer met with the witness who viewed the accident and administered a photo array. The officer observed vehicle damage from the defendant and the complaining witness consistent with complaining witness and witnesses' accounts of events. The officer observed text of the complaining witness communicating with the defendant. In those texts, the officer observed the defendant state he is responsible for the crash and he has no problem paying for the expenses out of pocket. The complaining witness obtained a written estimate of cost of repair to her vehicle of $1,975.78.
Okay. Mr. Mohammed, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. Does he have a license? You are not allowed to drive unless you have a valid Texas driver license and liability insurance in your name.
Yes, Judge.
I'm also ordering you not to go back to the soccer field. Do you understand? If I find that you pick up a new case, if you go back, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail, no more.
Judge, may I? Is there any way we just do no contact with this person? Because in this club soccer world, there's only like 2 to 3 fields that they play on. My daughter's played Albion and there's only like 3 parks that they play out. So can we just?
It's to happen again. And
I understand. Can we do a no contact so that he's not around that person? Because he's the head coach of the soccer team. And we're going to get this taken care of pretty quick. I think they agreed that if he pays restitution, they're fine with it.
how is it going to be possible if they're still playing soccer that it's going to?
I think he can avoid them. These parks are big. There's Dice, Zuby Park. Go ahead.
First of all, sir, I've never had contact with the woman who claimed these claims. That's one. Second of all, I never left the scene because I had to.
I'm not going to argue with.
No, of course, I understand.
We're not arguing the case.
Sir, sorry, yes, I'm just trying to clarify that there's no contact between me and the, or whoever's making the complaint at this moment. I've never had contact with her in my life, so there's no reason for any non-contact going forward, as I said.
Before he's allowed to drive, I want proof that he's got liability insurance, and I don't want you to have contact with the complaining witness. If I find that you get into another accident, if you're a danger to my city, I'm gonna lock you up. Do you understand, Mr. Raham? Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, we need to put bond conditions. We need to show proof to pretrial that he's got insurance, and then we'll allow him to drive.
Thank you, sir.
You mind filing those conditions? Hold, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thanks.
So it is in the courtroom.
I can't do it now. I've got a jury waiting. I mean, really, I cannot sit here. That's gonna take a long time because we're gonna have to watch a video.
Like literally 1 minute.
No, I've got a jury waiting. They've been sitting for waiting. Mr. Haggard, give me a bit of time. We'll take a break in about an hour and then we can get it done. Harold.
We got Mr. O'Neill here from yesterday. Did you want to send him to get tested right now? Or?
Did we talk about getting tested?
Well, that was the one that.
And I remember,
Gonna call for the dad. And he hasn't been able to get a hold of the dad, I don't think yet, but I had some more numbers for family I was gonna try to reach.
try it and then we can amend the MOAB to allow them to go back, but I don't want to unless I know that all parties are okay and they can be separated, okay?
Just wait.
Yeah. All right. All right, what's the deal, Pickle?
I think we have one that might be, that we might have to address.
Okay.
No, remember, absolutely. Actually, it looks like two.
6.
No. 21.
Are you ready to go on the record?
Yes, good. Are they gonna put something?
I don't know. If there's an issue, we'll put it on the record and we have enough that, you know, if both of you guys don't object, we'll just exclude that one. Guys, what do you say?
I didn't say anything that, I think we're good. We're good.
All right, you ready? Yes. Okay. Guys, we're going on the record. Please do not talk. If you need to use your phone, go outside. We're going on the record. No talking. All accounted for? All right, everyone, please be seated. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so very much for coming. My name is David Fleischer. I am the judge here of Harris County Criminal Court at Law number 5. We are but one of 16 county criminal courts here in Houston. I'm going to go through the top because I don't know what you know. I don't know what you've heard. I don't know what anybody's been told to you. So I'm going to go as if you guys don't know anything. So what are we? We are a criminal court. There are 2 types of criminal courts, actually 3 types. There are district courts that handle felonies. There are county criminal courts that handle Class B and Class A misdemeanors. And then there are municipal/JP courts that handle Class C. If you ever get a speeding ticket, if you get, believe it or not, a Class C assault or something of this nature, you will go to municipal court. Now, Houston, Harris County is so big that we can't just have a municipal court. We have to have outliers all over the city because, I mean, really, from one part of Houston to the other, it takes you 2 to 2.5 hours. And that's probably without traffic. Because of that, we have justice of the pieces that are scattered everywhere that handle Class C cases. Now, what are Class C? Those are the types of cases that are punishable by up to a $500 fine. We here in county criminal court handle Class B and Class A misdemeanors. So a Class B is something that's punishable by up to 180 days in jail and or a $2,000 fine. And a Class A, which is the worst of the misdemeanors, are punishable by up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We have 16 county courts and then there are 22 district. Actually, there may be more now. Did they add more district courts?
They did.
Yeah. Business is so good down here that they have to add more, which is not a good thing, right? I mean, we try to stop as much as we can, but you know, it just happens sometimes, right? So they've had to add more district courts just because of the number of cases that are they're just popping up. I know that you don't want to be here. I know it's a burden to you. I would rather be playing Fortnite at home too. So I'm sorry to drag you down here. Really, I am. But I need you. You know, statistically speaking, we live in what, 3 million people? 5% of those upon call, 7% of people who are called upon jury duty actually show up. Do you realize that? It's just abysmal. So I'm so proud of you for coming and doing your civic duty. I really, really thank you. And really, if we didn't have you, it would be complete chaos because how would anything function? So really pat yourselves on the back, you know, and for those who are selected, you're going to get a whopping $40 a day and lunch. So thank you so very much for coming. We're here for a trial today, as you very well may figure out. It's a DWI. And I anticipate this case to last for 2 days, today and tomorrow. Is there anyone that cannot be here tomorrow for any reason whatsoever? They've got plane tickets, a doctor's appointment that they've made for months. It's okay. We bring a lot of you guys because I anticipate there are going to be issues. What I really, really don't want is to impanel a juror and then, oh, I can't make it tomorrow. It's okay. Anyone? Anyone that can't be here tomorrow? And please, when you answer up, please do so by your juror number. Juror number 15. No, just no can do tomorrow. Not just because I've got I just don't want to come, or I've got.
I've got a back issue and the doctor has me scheduled for.
Oh, I'm okay with
That's
it.
it. I can
Okay,
cancel it.
not a problem, really. I'm happy that you're here. We try to accommodate as many people as we can. Is there anyone here that doesn't speak English or doesn't understand English very well? It's okay. Anyone. I'll tell you that no matter how many times we do this, I still get jitters in my tummy because I'm not a very good, orator or speaker. So if I fumble my words, I'm sorry. It's a serious case. DWI is something we take here very, very seriously. I don't think that any of the people here disagree about the law. What they disagree about whether the law was broken. And that's why we have trials, so that people can listen and make a judgment call. We're not asking any of you to split the atom, do Pythagoras theorem. All we want you to do is listen and make a judgment call. Really, you in your gut will know if you hear someone testifying, whether they're in left field or outer space, or they're just completely wacko, or whether they know what they're talking about. It's just common sense. Is there anyone here that has some kind of experience that they don't think that they'd be able to sit for a DWI trial? You know what, let's do this. I'm gonna let the lawyers get into it because I don't want to start questioning you here. They're each gonna get about 20 to 30 minutes to ask you questions. Please let them know, because what we don't want is someone who already has a preconceived notion how things should go. All we want you to do is keep an open mind, leave everything at the door in the past, just come in, listen, and make a judgment call. I'm gonna first, before I let the lawyers talk, I'd like to introduce them to see if anyone knows anyone in any of the players here. State, will you please stand up and announce yourselves, introduce yourselves?
Good morning, everyone. My name is John Denver, I represent the state. Fleischer, I represent the state of Texas.
Anyone recognize them? Okay, you may be seated. Defense.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Ray Vasquez. I'm representing Mr. Gomez. And assisting me today is Abel Izagiri.
Anybody recognize them? Okay, please be seated. Now, without further ado, I'm gonna let you have the floor.
Big judge.
Veneer. What's happening now is each of the sides gets peremptory challenges. What that means is that they get to strike nearly anyone on one of you guys for some reason that they didn't like. Nearly any reason, right? There are some exclusions, obviously, but you didn't look them correctly, you didn't give a right answer. So each of them get a certain number of strikes that they make, okay? They get a certain number of strikes, defense get a certain number of strikes, and then when they're done, because I'm only giving them 5 minutes, they're gonna give their strikes to us. We reconcile that with the other challenges that have been made. And with that, the first few get impaneled into the pool. Any questions? Okay, so give me 5 minutes, hopefully it's 5, and then you'll be out of here. All right, when you hear your name called, please stand and take a seat in the jury box. Oh, wait, hold on. All right, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, please rise. So everyone can be here tomorrow, correct? Everyone speaks English, right? You understand? We good? Haven't heard anything from you. Yes. Wonderful. I believe it or not, we've had it different. So, all right, will you please raise your right hand? Sworn? Do each and every one of you solemnly swear that you will true verdict or render in the case that's been sworn on to today? All right, you may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you're done. Thank you so much for coming. I hope this hasn't soured your experience, that you will show up for next service.
Get everybody outside.
We're done. Yes.
When we come back.
Well, hold on. No, don't leave yet. Let me see if I can get you water. I don't know.
Judge, I'll get it.
Your sheet, I don't know where.
I'll ask for it.
I'm waiting for everybody to leave and then I'm gonna give you instructions. That's, yeah. We'll find you water.
Water with us or anything.
We'll get you something, don't worry.
Non-probation.
Hey. Mike, please.
Oh, absolutely.
Now you'll be over. All right, are you ready to go back on the record? Okay, guys, please be seated. Well, we're gonna do the arraignment real quick. Are you ready?
Yes, Judge.
Guys, please rise.
And cause number 2532700 in the Harris County Criminal Court at Law number 5, in the name and by the authority of the state of Texas, comes now the undersigned Assistant District Attorney of Harris County, Texas, on behalf of the state of Texas, and presents in and to the Harris County Criminal Court at Law number 5 of Harris County, Texas, that in Harris County, Texas, Odir Alberto Gomez Santa Maria, hereafter styled the defendant, heretofore on or about October 6, 2024, did then and there unlawfully operate a motor vehicle in a public place while intoxicated, against the peace and dignity of the state.
All right, which the defendant pleads? Innocent. Okay, please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we are done with you guys for today. We will reconvene tomorrow back at 8:30 in the morning here. We have a jury room out there. I will have Deputy Agent Going as your point of contact. If you have anything that you need, any questions, comments, anything, he will be your point of contact. You can ask him and we can always remedy any kind of situations. When you're out there tonight, please do not do any independent research. Do not talk to yourselves about this case. Don't do any investigations, anything like that. We just want you to come in tomorrow, listen to the evidence, and then make a judgment call after both sides have closed. Anyone have any questions? Okay, so we're in recess for now. We'll begin tomorrow. As soon as all of you here tomorrow, 8:30, we'll begin the testimony, okay? Oh, where's my other deputy? Okay, guys, please seated. You have to give me a second. Let me get my other deputies giving excuses and then we'll escort it back. Okay.
There it is.
All right.
All right, for the jury.
All right.
I just told him.
Guys, let's stop. Ready? All right,
Yes.
Vito, come on up.
Judge, I have somebody with a bond violation. Mr. Palacios that tested negative when you sent him yesterday.
Okay, so just admonish him not to miss again.
Okay, I will. Miss Emma Lynch, the one that we had multiple conversations about who's going into patient, you need to set a bond for her because she doesn't have a bond and she's still waiting to be sent to a bed. So I'm asking for a PR bond simply because you're gonna stick her back in jail if she screws up anything anyway.
She's going to treatment.
Right, but she has no bond set on one of her cases. They did. Emma Lynch, do you have the cause number?
Brad, you ready?
Yeah.
2527-041.
Hey, Remind me, is she going to treatment with us? Right, do you have release instructions not to release anywhere but to Hue, right?
Yes.
That's what's in the contract, but I think.
I need my own order from either defensive state, like Harris County General Release Instruction.
I don't.
That, I mean, that normally never happen. I mean, we do as a condition of probation, she's going into treatment. I
But
don't,
it's a DWI.
Yeah, it's not a probation, it's.
So we need.
But it is probation. PTI is monitored by probation.
He's not taking a judgment or.
That's correct.
That's the concept, there's nothing like. He's basically just gonna be.
if I give her a PR bond now, they're just gonna let her out to the
No,
street.
just PR bond along with releasing instructions will hold her.
Right, but
With these two.
who's gonna create the?
So.
I did the court record, but I need the actual instructions signed by you that are given to you, like the state of defense.
So in other words, I have to draft a proposed release instruction.
To the.
I'm fine with that.
But there's, talk to Ms. Strong here, because there's a form that's already out there, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Ariel Strong, she works with the PDO's office, yeah. And do we have, we did one today. What was the case that we did one on? It was,
It looks like this, but this isn't a copy to give, this is just. what we
right,
have,
that's what it is. So she can give you that form, so all you just do is input the stuff.
Can you attach me with an email to her of what we need so that I can get it done? Because I don't want her waiting for another 2 weeks to get out.
Yeah, hold on.
And then attach, I guess, Blade.
Yeah,
so we're
I'll
not
attach
just all
Blade.
communicating amongst ourselves. Because I think she's pretty certain she'd ignore me if I emailed her or called her.
Yeah.
Sorry. Thank you, Judge. And then I guess I'll file it this afternoon. Do you have my correct email on there, Judge? Nathan, as Texas trial attorney? I don't know, people send it to the ether.
Yeah, I have your old one. Hold on a second. Hold on. I'm glad you said something because if they still have that one, it's.
Nathan at the Texas trial attorney, and no pompous nature there.
I see. Okay. I'm glad you said something because otherwise it would have gone to the email.
Yes, sir.
Whatever.
Okay. Josh, thanks for being patient.
Yes, sir. I've got Francisco Garcia on docket today.
Okay.
So it's a jail assault accusation. The complaint is.
But you had the jail assault?
Was that a co-defendant? So I don't know. I've been able to talk to the chief. I've got Francisco Garcia.
Francisco Ochoa.
Oh, okay. So there's two Franciscos then, that's why. So you said Garcia.
Right. Yes, sir.
So
I was gonna check with chief, haven't been able to get a hold of, they were gonna evaluate, the complainant just picked up a new robbery and burglary case. So they were gonna evaluate with Dr.
is he in jail?
He's not. He was on his other felony case, but that was dismissed.
So do we need to do conditions or does he have conditions already?
I believe here. So when I was first appointed, he was in custody, I believe. So I believe he's not, he's waived today. I wonder if.
No, we need him to sign conditions. He's not signed conditions. Hold on, let me see.
I didn't realize that just.
Yeah, we need him here. He has not signed conditions. Let me see if this is.
We get chief and maybe find out, he may just be dismissing it, which would. It sounds like a couple of cases, but.
Okay, I think we're good. We're good.
We're good on that.
I saw conditions.
Okay, so we can reset.
Yeah. I think there's no one reset.
Great.
All right, thanks, Sean. Okay, ready?
Yes, sir.
Where's Blaze?
He went to the bathroom, I believe. He's coming right back.
I can step down until he gets back in here.
Counsel, come on
Morning, Judge.
up. Hey,
I'm Jan Balderas, Marco Balderas, Judge.
Valderas, okay?
I tried back to the DA's office. I had to resubmit. I submitted the wrong format the first time and I had to resubmit it. And they got it, so they're looking.
Have you submitted it?
Yes.
Okay.
And so I just need a
confirm-
short reset, I guess.
Yes, we do have it as of yesterday.
Okay, we'll set you off for a week just to make sure that they can say something. If there's no answer, I'll waive the appearance, but if there's an answer, yes or no, then your client has to be here because we'll send them to a T-Rex.
Yes, sir, Judge. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Yeah.
Case number,
We did that with 5-7.
you ready for it?
Yeah.
255-9186. Mohammed last name? That was the
Yes.
conditions that were done as we stepped out.
I want to verify that he has active liability insurance before we allow him to drive. That he's not allowed to drive without,
Valid license.
right, no license, Texas driver license, no contact with the complaining witness in this case. That's it.
Are you ways of drugs, anything?
Nope,
Okay. Is that state order or you want pre-trial supervised?
you, to make sure that he's got insurance. Thanks. Okay, come on. Hi,
Adrian Hernandez.
okay.
So, Mr. Hernandez, his appearance is required today. He is not in court. I would just ask for a very short recess. I have been able to get in contact with him. And I understand that he just forgot that he had a court date today. So just a short reset is all that I would ask for.
Forgot he come to court. Okay, so I'll SFB to Thursday.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Hi. No, we're waiting on Blaze. Come on up.
Do you have time for a plea unit?
Yes, of course.
Miss Helena.
Is he ready? That's okay. Ms. Johnson.
Be ready on our dog.
Oh, you too. Okay, I just need to make sure that they're ready and then we'll do this soon. Call your client up. And then Ms. Hudson has a plea as well.
Okay, we're good. We're good to go.
Do you have, there should be another one too, right? No?
Just the one.
No, but she has a plea as well.
Oh, yes.
Is that a DWI as well?
Getting the thumbs right now.
But is that one a DWI as well?
Yes, they're both first.
I'm gonna do them both.
Okay, so get this one. Yes.
Hello, what's your name?
Judge, for what it's worth, my client, assuming the court's okay with it, would like to apply for an driver's license after this. And we'll be working on getting those documents together if the court's inclined.
I don't know about doing a time served. He just had one dismissed and he's back now, right again with another DWI and it's a point and it's above a 15. I mean, really?
Sure.
We're still going to continue to do the same thing over and over and over? No, I know you're saying no, but here you are yet again. You had one dismissed, a year and a half ago. Now you're back on another one. It's above a 0.15.
If you got an occupation, the court could order some level of treatment, Judge.
He has to do treatment as part of it. So what we do is we'd have him T-RASed, but if I accept this, I'm sticking him with the fine. I'm not going to let him go without the fine.
Would you impose a fine on the probation?
No.
When we talk.
Talk to him. It's 4,500 as well, too. No, I'm sorry, 6,000. Yeah. Are you ready, Ms. Gaskin?
Yeah.
Ms. Gaskin, come on up. Good morning, ma'am. Good morning. You were charged with driving while intoxicated. You were facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine because of the high blow. You have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 3 days in jail with credit for the 1 day that you've done. You need to understand that you're entering into a very important agreement today where this DWI will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. This is serious business because if you ever get pulled over again and you have some kind of funky smell, whether it's alcohol, whether it's dope, anything, it's probably not going to go well for you because they're going to look that you have a prior DWI. And do you understand?
Yes.
So I would never, even if you've had a sip of alcohol, get into a car because you're begging for trouble. We all make mistakes, but when you continue to make mistakes that you endanger other people's lives, the sentences get longer. You know, the cost goes skyrocketing. You understand?
Yes, I do.
So there is a $6,000 surcharge that would tack on because this is a 0.15. I'm going to waive it for you today. If you come back with another DWI, get ready because it gets a whole lot worse. Not only that, from now on, it's a minimum of 90 days in jail. You pick up another one. Do you understand? You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, this will go on your record. You can never take it off. Is this what you want to do?
I understand.
Okay, how do you plead to the offense, man? Guilty or not guilty? I'm going to find you guilty. Send you to 3. Is it true or untrue that you had a 0.15 or above?
It's probably true.
Okay, do the enhancement. Okay, I'll send you to 3 days in jail, credit for the 1 day that you've done. I'm going to suspend your license for 90 days. Do not drive until you get a license. I'm going to waive your supervisory fee, but be careful. You come back on another one. It's going to cost you an arm and a leg. Do you understand? For $50, an Uber, take you wherever you want to go. $50.
That's what I'm doing now.
Good. Good luck to you.
Yeah, and I do have a question. There is something weird with her license. We're unable to get a status of her license.
Yes, absolutely.
I think state did just a few minutes ago too, and they couldn't do anything.
I don't know. Gaskin, his last name. I don't know. You know, that's something you may just have to call DPS to figure out. You have your license number, correct?
Yes.
This is the number, Debbie Brand, that's the number to the driver's license division of DPS. Call them right when the phone lines open at 7 and you'll get through. Don't try at 7:20, 1 o'clock. You'll never get through because they're so busy. But if you call right at 7 o'clock in the morning, you'll be able to speak to someone and they can tell you what the problem is.
Judge, even our it won't populate, it won't return to anything. I'm not sure.
There's something's wrong. I don't know. I mean, we only get access to be able to put a number in and it'll spit out information as to the status of the license, why it is. I don't know. Maybe it's got to be an incorrect number or something. Maybe
It doesn't populate with a number, which is odd. It's just a symbol and then it says an error.
Because in the one that's in that letter, it was saying something about
The website could be down too.
do something.
Oh, yeah, maybe the website's down. I don't know.
Or something.
I would call them. The best thing to do is just call them, then you can hear it straight from them. You know, that's what I would do.
All right, and I do have one more question here, so I'm sorry. If we find that her license was previously suspended for 90 days, would you be willing to give her credit for that 90-day suspension?
Yes, but you have to give them the dates and everything.
Gotcha. Yes, sir. Thank you, Your Honor.
Listen, you need the form. Okay, ready?
So,
Lace?
Yes, sir.
Mario, if you make it, sorry.
you like Mr. Ochoa to come up?
Huh?
Would you like Mr. Ochoa to come up?
Not yet. He's here though, right?
Yes, sir.
So no, I mean, I've watched the video, Your Honor. From what I can see in the video, it appears he's sitting back, being honest with the court.
Just the whole time, there's not participating in the assault. Does he provide some kind of assistance, encouragement? Does he say, hey, go get him? Or
So the video,
is it a party type?
honestly, the video doesn't have any audio, so I don't know if he's encouraging them, but it does appear that he's just sitting back on a bench.
So how would they find probable cause?
Unless they did not do their due diligence and put the finger on the wrong guy. Simply, period. It's clear as,
Sometimes, you know, cops will say, hey, look, this guy's a party to it, he was there, and they don't get access to the video to see it, and maybe they just, and, when they're doing magistration, they don't go through the video to look.
I
right?
mean,
That
at the
comes
end of the
later on.
day, Judge, with all due respect, before you charge somebody with the criminal offense and putting their freedom at stake, they need to make sure that is who they say it is.
Agree with you.
There's a number of people that beat the brakes off of somebody in jail, and Mr. Ochoa had absolutely nothing to do with it, period. He's sitting on a bench from a distance.
But I'm not, you'll find no
And
argument.
now there's,
No idea.
and now there's an open warrant for him, which definitely would affect this court's case as well as the felony.
Because sometimes they'll give me information on how someone found probable cause, right?
So, I mean, in the offense, there's an offense report saying that he was stomping and punching repeatedly the complaining witness. And it's clear as day, he didn't.
They got the names wrong. There was a Francisco Ochoa, there's a Francisco, so there's different Franciscos. Maybe they got it mixed up.
So the cause number is 255-9198. And I have the video queued up if the court would like to see the video.
He's corroborated. I trust Blaze, I trust you guys,
I'm being transparent on it.
Yeah, that's. Oh, so this is a 2B.
Yeah.
Active warrant.
Yeah, it's a 2B, so he's never even gone before magistrate.
Well, so
I just won't sign the 2B. I mean, God dog it, then we're gonna have that other problem, because it's always gonna show like a warrant.
So if you, what if you can find it to see? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna find, I guess I'll sign it and say no PC on.
Can generate the PC form separately.
Okay, I'll do that. Blaze, I'm gonna find no PC if that's what it is.
Your Honor, sorry, Your Honor,
It's okay.
I'll reach out to felony before it's dismissed. I've looked at it, being candid here, me and Brad have talked about it. And I've reached out to felony, and I'll have an in-person conversation.
Do it sooner rather than later, because it's gonna show always warrant status until it, gets dismissed, right? I'll find no probable cause.
It would just be defendant discharge.
Is that right?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, so that way, because I don't want them to get like pulled over and someone says, okay, so it'll show defendant discharged.
It's not dismissed at this time.
Yeah, they have to dismiss it for it to really go away.
The warrant, summons to generate, we'd have to take it to grand jury and get it done. I'm not saying we're doing that, I'm just saying that's how the warrant will generate.
So I'll find no PC.
Okay, all right, thank you, Judge. Thanks, Rich.
Thanks.
I'm sorry.
This is from Guy basically Guy
Seguido, when I approach. How you doing, Judge? You are always working hard. I admire that.
Not really.
My work? Okay.
Tell me, what's going on?
I have Julio, Wilfredo Perez Gomez. All the paperwork is filed. They just need to confirm. And they've already emailed Ms. Gomez. I think it's already.
What's the last name? Is it under Gomez or?
Julio Wilfredo Perez.
It's not Perez, so let's try Gomez.
It's 254-3234.
It's only 128 days. Whatever you want, really, it's not.
Yeah, well, I would just ask I would just ask for just more time.
As much time as you want.
Thank you, Judge.
Hi, we have Brent Whitler and Gardo.
Serenity now? Okay.
You'll see what I'm.
Yeah, yeah.
See what my manner is.
Okay, it's not a big deal.
I feel the same way about this case. It's like,
Of course.
let's see. Helen de Alvarado Mejia. De Alvarado.
Okay.
I'll be one better. In lieu of that, you can-
Okay, and what was the other one?
Oh, she failed again.
You feel like it's 69.02.
I think 16 hours.
So would y'all please?
16 hours. Oh, my goodness.
I mean, that really says something if you continue to fail just an anti-theft class. How does that happen? You know, are you really just?
What she tells me is this.
Huh?
So this is what she told me. I asked her, hey, you know, I haven't had this happen. So supposedly it's in Spanish, right? That's why I sent them here. But supposedly it starts off in Spanish, but then the rest of the questions are in English. So she had to take it in English and was translating. And it's like, oh my God.
I can't imagine. So do they have these type courses in
The
person?
22nd?
Yes, there is an online retail theft. There is an online, so you can check, see if she's eligible.
For the retail theft program or whatever? Yeah.
Let me go check, see if she's eligible.
Okay.
I'm assuming she is.
Some people benefit more by doing stuff in person or kind of live
Right.
versus just.
I'm assuming if I gave him, yes, probably.
I mean, isn't that a passing score in college? Isn't that a D, a 60? Or am I making that up?
59's an F, right? So 60.
60s are like you pass.
60 to 70, or to 60 to 69 is a D.
It's a D, right? Yeah.
70 to 79, right, is a C.
Yeah.
Did you?
Don't know if I'm just in quite admonishments, but is it properly reflected?
And the only issue with that community service stuff is they always ask, why are you doing it? And when they say, hey, it's for, in Spanish, it's robbery. And once they hear that, it's like, no, we can't help you. I just came from court 6 with that issue.
So here's what I kind of, so I haven't gotten into, usually our online, or sorry, retail theft program, you can do it in there, it's not eligible or not, you know, and everything. They've put it into the- I don't know, I can't just go offer it, I can check. Could do.
Tomorrow, but we have the.
But do they have it in Spanish regardless? You know, because really, if it's in English, it's still not going to benefit her regardless. I don't think that community service is going to, having someone do meaning, I mean, because who knows what the hell she's going to do anyway. No one, the idea is that you learn from this.
Okay.
Looking at it, so.
Okay, you want to have her try it again? You want to do it again? She's here.
Does she have any friends that speak English?
That's the thing. It's supposed to be a Spanish class, Judge. I need to call these people and be like,
Perhaps she has a friend that can hang out with her to help her out if there's something in English that pops up.
I've never had it happen like twice in a row like this. Usually I pass on the second one.
But ask her if she has any friends that speak English. No, not here.
Yeah. I'll try to do that. You want to roll her, give her more time to do it, or what are you thinking?
I don't want to just roll it for the sake of rolling. Can you ask her?
Ask her?
If she has friends that speak English that would perhaps help her.
Okay. I understand. Okay, let me do that.
Waiting room? Again, Bruce already proposed to.
Yeah, he's here. All right, Mr. Johnson, you ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Come on. You know, I need you to understand that in life, right, we're not going to continue to hope and pray that something bad doesn't happen. We sometimes have to take proactive measures to ensure. You just had one dismissed. You've now picked up another one. If I were to plead you to time served, another proverbial slap on the wrist, and now we're going to let you go out there and hope that you don't kill someone or maim someone or you don't pick up another one, you know? No, that's like the definition of insanity, in wishing that something, you know, over and over, just with a different result. No, this is proactive, because here we can see what the issue is. You know, we don't want you to come back with another DWI or much more kill someone, because I mean, look at the news. Every day someone dies from a DWI, and it's just not fair when it's so freaking preventable by one damn button on your phone. How much money have you spent on both DWIs so far, where one button and a $40 fee would have gotten you from A to B? You know what I mean?
Sir.
That's now what we have to do to intervene, in hopes that you learn from this so it doesn't happen again. So you've worked out an agreement where they're offering you 1 year in jail, and this to be probated for 15 months. As part of this, you will do a repeat offender DWI education class, a victim impact panel, a TRAS, which is an evaluation to see what are the conditions you may need, if you need other conditions. If they assess them, you must fulfill them. No drugs, no alcohol, no breath test refusal, meaning that if you're pulled over, an officer asks you to submit a breath test, you must do it while you're on this probation. Guardian interlock, 25 hours of community service, and a $100 one-time donation to Mothers Against Drug Driving. You have children.
No, but I have a 13-year-old brother that relies on me.
If he does a parenting class, then I'll consider the community service way. The idea, all we want is that you learn, so that you, in 20 years, this has made enough of an impact on you that you think twice. Oh man, shit, that was such a bad experience. I don't want to do that again. It's either jail or it's a crap load of fines and fees. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If you ever have a problem while you're on this probation, all you have to do is come back, let us know. We can work through anything. There's nothing too big, nothing too small. But the worst possible thing you can do is drive without a license or insurance, start using, or pick up another DWI. So you understand?
Yes, sir.
The other thing, that if you just take off, abscond, that's also an instantaneous warrant. If you violate this probation, that's what we do. We issue a warrant. We have a hearing to determine whether you violated it. If you do, you're looking at an entire year. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You give up the right, you're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you are not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty to this offense, this is going on your record now. It'll be there for the rest of your life. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
From now on, you're facing a minimum of 90 days in jail. You ever pick up another one. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to tell you now, you get pulled over, an officer, the first thing they do is they look at your record. They're going to see DWI, DWI. What do you think they're going to do? Do you think they're going to harass and harangue the hell out of you? Every time you get pulled over. And if they smell anything funky, it's probably not going to go well. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Is it true or untrue that you had a 0.15 or above in this case?
True.
True to the enhancement. All right, how do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'm going to find you guilty. I'm going to follow this agreement. I'm going to send you to it. I'm not going to suspend your license now, but I'm going to tell you, can you look up his license, please, to see if it's suspended?
Judge, I'm sorry, I missed his name.
Arraignment.
It is not eligible.
Okay, so you will be signing a non-driving affidavit. If you drove here today, you are not allowed to drive home. Your license is suspended as of this time. If we catch you driving without a license, I'm gonna lose it. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Do not drive. You are required to have a guardian interlock, and every officer, because we send notice to DPS, every officer in the state knows if they pull you over and you don't have an interlock, you're going to jail. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
That's for the traffic, right? That's why it's ineligible, right? So
I
traffic.
believe so. I took care of those yesterday. So.
Judge, I believe his license may be showing ineligible due to a traffic ticket. If we can get that sorted, can we come back and
I'm okay with an occupational as long as he's in compliance, okay? The other thing is this, is he is now taking a subsequent DWI education class. DPS is probably going to suspend your license regardless because of a subsequent DWI education class, if you've already taken it. Did he do a diversion and it got dismissed? As part of the diversion, you have to do a DWI education class. Subsequent ones get your license suspended. So I would check with DPS first. Don't just start driving, you know, when you take care of that ticket, because they're going to probably suspend your license again. And this time it may be like a 2-year suspension. I'm okay with an occupational as long as he's in compliance.
Yes, sir.
And he has an interlock first. Okay. All right. So we're going to have you meet with Shatoria for all your conditions and then good luck to you, sir.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you. Waive the supervisor fee. I mean, not your fee, the 6,000.
Okay.
So it's. Yeah, but it should be 6,000 because it's a 0.5. It's not 4,500. It's a 6,000.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, you ready?
Yeah, reapproaching on Ms. De Alvarado. So, she's got somebody that could help her on the English one, but I told her, hey, talk to them, see why you're not getting the Spanish one, first of all. And then in the alternative, she's got a cousin that could help her.
Okay, so let's set it off a week for her to do it again.
All right, let's do that. Okay, thank you, Judge. Appreciate it. Is appearance required?
If she fails it again. Tell her we're gonna keep doing it till she passes.
I got it.
I want her to learn.
Okay.
How much time?
We. Hey. Yeah.
So Judge, I have two people to talk to you about.
Okay.
The first one is, Mr. O'Neill, yeah. So I was able to talk to his father finally, but he was at the hospital, checking on his wife, and he wanted to talk to me later, so I don't have an answer yet about, the home and everything, whether or not.
Roll to later this week and I can waive his appearance.
Sure,
And does he have a cell phone or no?
no, he doesn't have his cell phone's at the house, and his ID and everything's at the house, because they arrested him basically in his underwear. And so, but
She said that she's willing to put it outside the house, right? You want to schedule a time that he can come get it? Perhaps? You guys just coordinate a time?
Sure, do that.
Just tell him not to knock on the door, try to have contact with her, just literally pick the stuff up and go.
Okay. Now,
They've got in garbage bags ready for him, so just coordinate a time.
and so right now, he didn't have anywhere to stay. He's staying at Star Hope, and every day he has to take everything with him, when you leave there.
I know.
But he could go through, I guess, and pick out what he needs, and then, go from there. I did talk with his sister, and family's trying to help him.
Stay with his sister here?
Sorry?
His sister here?
She's in North Harris County.
But he stay with her?
No,
You won't let him stay?
yeah, she doesn't want to have him stay with her. Mushkey Road, way out there, 2290. It's kind of far.
You don't want him to stay?
No. But she's not over the house and all that, so, but the dad was, but he just couldn't talk to me. He was, I didn't have a number for him, so I kind of knew where the hospital was, but it's his description, so I tracked down the hospital and.
Alienated, you have nowhere else to go, but, I mean, my fear is that if he goes back to the house, more bad stuff's gonna happen, and that's what we're trying to prevent, you know? I mean. Harold, I'll do whatever you want to do if you want to.
Sure,
Set it a week, a day, or later this week, whatever.
can we say like next Monday? That'll be good.
Whatever.
And then between now and then, I guess if,
Right, I mean, what I would say is if you could reach out to her, ask her what's a good day and time for him to come pick the stuff up, so she knows that she's not there, right? Maybe at the time when someone else is there, so that someone sees him getting it. So don't leave it just out by the front so someone else can take it, you know, maybe leave it in the backyard or, you know, just be conscientious because we don't want someone else to take it, you know, and then, or maybe she can be there and that way she leaves it out right before he comes. That way someone doesn't take it. I don't know, you know? Harold, what do you think?
Yeah, we're say Tuesday. I don't know, maybe if she could do, I guess we kind of need to know what day. Can you, is she, like, could you reach out to her now? You think she's available or
Yeah, I can reach out to her.
see what Wednesday or Thursday is a good day?
Yeah, do you know what time that would work?
You guys decide that off so that we don't, I don't want to get involved and I don't want to live stream everything that, you know.
And then Judge, we also had Mr. Savage in the holdover. And he has an MAJ, in here on probation case. But while he was in drug treatment for the probation, he picked up another case. And then I think after he got out, the story I'm getting is after he got out of the probation.
Yes, so he
We
got
come back.
placed on probation back in 2022 for an assault. He completed a part of that probation, he was to go to SAT. And while he was there, he picked up a felony charge, they ended up putting him on probation. And then while he started going to aftercare, he tested positive for amphetamines, meth, and benzos, and then he just absconded from both our probation and the public's probation.
Okay.
So that's why it's been a couple of years, right?
Yeah, I guess it's time to just, let's be done with it, right?
Well, he was asking me, I don't want to speak for him. I can't remember if he told me he's clean now, but he was interested in trying to restart everything.
I mean, really,
Too far out.
get on the assault with us. While you're on probation for assault, you pick up a felony. While you're on both probations, you start testing and then you abscond. I mean,
I think the felony was getting drugs while you're in the program. So, I mean, I think it's really a drug problem. It's not
yeah, unfortunately, we don't have as many tools as felony courts has to address, and I don't know what they'll do up there. Perhaps they'll put them back on there and keep them in treatment. I don't know, but.
Is it possible to, wow,
This thing's been going on for 2 years, you know?
how much did we complete of it? And ask for that part of it.
My feeling is probably nothing because he's been in treatment for, they're in treatment or absconded.
And he's behind his feet in the aftercare, that's stuff.
So this is the kind of thing where we could terminate unsuccessfully, let him deal with the felony.
I mean, I'm willing to give him back time, but true to the, you know, I don't want to unset term him because that would in effect, he wouldn't end up with the affirmative finding, you know, and so I'm willing to do the back time, but you'd have to, you know.
We're just not sure if that will affect his felony one. I guess it wouldn't, because it predates the felony. So it wouldn't, yeah. Okay.
If you want a couple days to do research and think about it, I'm okay with it too. You want to do that?
You do that? Yeah. Sure, if we can.
So set it for maybe next week, take a look. But I mean, Harold, really, are we going to put him back on when he hasn't done anything? He absconded, had dope while he's in treatment, and then he's still doing while he's out.
You sound like we didn't commit to it initially. You know, we weren't really struggling with it, with the addiction, maybe, and not committed.
I get it, but at some point we have to say when, and I think that's done. But I'm willing to give you time to look to see, and, you know, maybe getting contact with a felony lawyer to see, you know, whether it would have any kind of impact or not, you know? So you pick the day, whatever you want. All right? Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Tolentino? Yeah, he's considered discovery. There's a Tolentino judge, it's a deferred. No, Judge, he's a US citizen.
Morning, Mr. Tolentino.
Morning.
Sir, you're charged with illuminating an aircraft with a laser pointer. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. The agreement that you have worked out is a 6-month deferred adjudication. This is a very serious agreement that you're entering into now. This is a type of probation that if you complete successfully, you do not end up with a conviction on your record, but you cannot tell people it was dismissed. It doesn't get dismissed. You do a probation, complete it successfully. If you do, and you don't end up with a conviction. Do you understand the difference? You give up nearly every right known to man by entering into this agreement, telling us that you can complete this. And if you don't, you're facing an entire year in jail. Do you understand? You're giving up a lot of rights. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this agreement, you are stuck with this until you complete it successfully or it gets revoked. If you do something to violate this agreement, like you pick up a new case, you don't do your class on time, you don't do your community service, I'm going to issue a warrant for your arrest, and we're going to have a hearing to see if you violated. If you do, you're looking an entire year. Do you understand? You still want to do this?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to the illuminating an aircraft with a laser pointer improperly? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'm not going to find you guilty. I'm going to withhold it for 6 months. You will do an effective decision-making class, thinking for a change. No drugs, alcohol, 25 hours of community service. Did you graduate from high school? Okay, what are you doing now?
Electrical. I do electrical.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. I want you to maintain full-time employment while you're on the probation as well. I'll make you a deal. If you do well, you get everything done quick, I'll take you off in half the time. Meaning get your classes done, be nice to everybody. And if you do that, we can take you off in half the time as a reward. But if you mess up, it's not gonna go well. Do you understand?
So,
All right, bud. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Thanks, Joe.
It's like 2 minutes to get it ready and then we'll call everybody.
Slowpoke Rodriguez.
No.
If you want to go say.
That was the,
Oh, he's in jail.
that was the, hey, that was the opposite of what's his name?
Speedy Gonzalez.
Yeah, Slowpoke Rodriguez.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
My name is Slowpoke Rodriguez.
Yeah.
You never saw that cartoon? Come on.
You know, my daughter's gonna give my grandson a birthday. And I said, so what's the name? She says Snoopy. I said, no, that's you like Snoopy. He's just the baby since he was a baby. Oh, he loves Snoopy. No, you love Snoopy. So everything's Snoopy.
It's cute.
He is cute. Finding an outfit for this little chunky monkey is a nightmare.
He's not popular, so it's gonna be,
It is.
No.
I found one for $30-something. I said, ooh,
well, that's
okay.
expensive for a
There.
one-time use.
For one time. And then he's on probably the Spider-Man. This is like the little Spider-Man.
Okay, Judge, you ready to go over a few?
Yeah. Go.
Page 28, release, simple arraignment, counsel here, first time.
2501. Good morning, Mr. Chimeo.
Good morning. Good morning.
Charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 27 days in jail with credit for the 9 days that you have done. You need to understand that this charge from now on will go on your record. It will be there for the rest of your life. From now on, you're facing a minimum of 90 days for any new cases, at least with DWIs that you pick up. You ever get pulled over again, Officers will see this DWI and they roll up to your window and they smell alcohol, or if they smell dope, it's probably not going to go well for you. So I would never get into a car and drive if you've even had a sip of alcohol. Do you understand?
Yes.
You're giving up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal, meaning once you plead guilty, this goes on your record and it will be there for the rest of your life. Is this what you want to do?
Yes.
Is it true or untrue that you had a 0.15 or above breath test?
True.
Find that it's true. I'm now going to sentence you to 27 days, give you credit for the 9 days that you've done. I'm going to suspend your license for 90 days. Do not drive until you get a license. Good luck to you, sir. Thanks.
Judge, I was appointed to this case about 8 days ago, Judge, and I don't believe sentencing status has changed since then. Can we have to waive the DPS fee? Thank you, Judge.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey,
Hey, Maverick Ray's gonna be here tomorrow because he's in trial. So if we can roll the case till tomorrow, please.
What's the earlier?
I don't know. I didn't see him. He's got a bond violation, so he's gotta be back tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what, when I wrote them, I told him.
Yep.
All right, Judge, we never took care of Price, who was in arraignment from yesterday that failed to appear.
Okay, you wanna bring him up?
Yes, Price.
What's the cause number?
It is 255. Oh, state, this is an arraignment.
255.
255-9999. Bennett?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now 21 cases. Just since 2020, possession 1 to 4, unauthorized use, possession 4 to 200. 21, evading arrest, felony theft, felony assault, felony possession of a controlled substance, possession of a controlled substance, possession of a controlled substance, now 24. Possession of a controlled substance, possession of a controlled substance, assault, unauthorized absence from correctional facility, PCS, now 25, just in 25, PCS, unauthorized use, and now you have an evading arrest.
Those guys.
Stop. I didn't ask you to say anything. You missed court and now you're here. If you ever miss court again, and let me tell you something, Mr. Price, I'm going to do everything in my power to protect my city at all costs. If I find that you are one iota of danger to it, it's really not going to go well for you. Do you understand me? You're now charged with evading arrest or detention. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you.
Thank you, Judge. On April 14th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, an officer was patrolling the area of 999 Pasadena Boulevard, the Macro Plaza Mall. The mall is closed during the early morning hours when this incident occurred, and no maintenance or cleaning personnel were on scene. 999 Pasadena Boulevard is near 1202 Pasadena Boulevard, which the officer knows from training and experience to be a high drug area. The officer observed the defendant standing near a mechanical box on the side of the main building of 999 Pasadena Boulevard. The defendant looked at the officer, who was in a marked patrol unit, and began walking toward his bicycle, which was laying on the ground nearby. Due to the above circumstances, as well as defendant's suspicious behavior, the officer initiated a subject stop on the defendant due to reasonable suspicion. The officer activated emergency traffic lights and began sounding the siren of a marked patrol unit. The defendant continued to ride his bicycle away from the officer, standing up on the seat of his bicycle to accelerate faster. The defendant eventually fell off the bicycle and continued to evade on foot until he fell in the roadway of the 900 block of Pasadena Boulevard. The defendant evaded the officer for approximately 736 feet.
The hell was he doing wrong? Riding a bicycle while white? He's not doing anything. Just presumptive police. No. Mr. Price, I'm going to find that there's no probable cause in your case today. We have enough death, dismemberment, and danger in our town as it is. Don't create any more. Be a good person. It's not hard. Get a job, do something with your life before something, or you end up with a 25-year sentence. It's lickety split. Something happens. Life is too short to end up in a 6x9 with a 25-year sentence. You know what I mean? Really. Please take a seat. Sir, your case is being dismissed. You're free to go. Hey, Josh.
Hello, Judge. Can you hear me? Yes, I believe Ms. Park appeared, is my understanding.
Give me a second. Hold on. Let me just stop. Okay, what?
Yes, so it's my understanding Ms. Park earlier, but she's there now, Judge. And so Victoria asked me to
Page 36, Park, she's set for trial and showed up about 1 o'clock.
Come up, ma'am. Today is your trial setting and you show up at 1 o'clock. Really?
I didn't start Legos, but I got lost.
I'm sending you for a drug and alcohol test right now, and then I'm rolling your case until tomorrow. You must be back here tomorrow. You understand me?
Yes.
Please take a seat.
Yes, Judge, and I will be there tomorrow morning.
Okay, thanks, Josh.
Thank you.
And tomorrow, 9 o'clock, not 2, not 1, not 10:30, 9 o'clock. What else?
Judge, next is page 34, Zimmerman. You reinstated the bond and set the arraignment for today. And you still didn't show.
Where's the lawyer?
I haven't heard from the lawyer.
So let's roll it to tomorrow. It's now 1:30 and really. And then we'll reach out to her, let her know to tomorrow. Is this the last thing? Do you have anyone else in back? That's it? Okay. Vic, I think this is it. All right, coming up, guys. Last name is
Hodges.
All right, so good afternoon, Mr. Hodges. So your charge is failure to stop and give information. You have worked out an agreement where they're offering you a 6-month deferred This is a type of probation that if you complete successfully, you do not end up with a conviction on your record. But you cannot tell people it was dismissed. It does not get dismissed. You merely take a probation, complete it successfully, you don't end up with a conviction. Do you understand?
Sir.
You give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers, the right to be arraigned, charge read in open court. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. So once you accept this, there's no turning back. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Is this what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
Was there no restitution that was due in this? Hey, Blaze,
Yes, sir.
on Mr. Hodges, was there any restitution that was due? It's an FSGI.
Hold on, Aaron.
The agreement that I see so far is a 6-month deferred. No drugs, no alcohol, random testing, and 20 hours of community service.
There's no monetary damage, Your Honor.
No? Okay. Do you understand this?
Yes, sir.
If you get this done quick and there's no problems and you're nice to everybody, especially the probation officers, I'll take you off and half the time as a reward.
Yes, sir.
But if you pick up a new case, you take off, if you do something to violate this agreement, I will issue a warrant for your arrest and you're looking at 180 days in jail. So you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty? No. It's either guilty or it's not guilty.
Guilty.
All right. I'm not going to find you guilty now. I will withhold that for 6 months, give you the opportunity to complete this. And if you complete it, that's when you don't end up with a conviction. If you violate this, though, we put you in jail, bring you out, we'll have a hearing. And if you violate it, like I said, you're looking at 180 days. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You guys, I think that's it. I think
That's it, Your Honor. But I mean.
All right, we're done. Done?